Whenever you want, you have the ability to make changes in your life. You are the one who holds the power at all times. On the other hand, you are able to change your direction overnight, but you cannot change your destination overnight. The question is, how do you go about doing it? During the time that I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Shofu, he informed me that there are perhaps a half a dozen elements that are responsible for the difference. Shofu was instructed by me in the theory of unlimited potential. What is unlimited potential? A number of my own thoughts have been added, and I would want to discuss these concepts with you today. These are the 10 keys that will completely transform your life. Accepting complete responsibility for the situation you find yourself in at the moment is one of the first steps in making significant improvements to your life. It is necessary for you to take complete responsibility for your life and everything that you experience, including the positive, negative, aggravating, and rewarding aspects if you have been involved in it in some way. The acceptance of this fact can be challenging at times, but it is very necessary that you take full responsibility for your condition. Indicates that you do not place blame on other people or on external factors. After you have accomplished that, you will regain your power. When we place blame on other people or circumstances for where we are, we give up control of our situations. However, when we control the situations, we become controlled of our situation. It is simple to point the finger and assert that it is not me who is to blame. On the other hand, when you accept responsibility, you immediately become aware of the fact that you have the power to alter the situation. Change your course of action if you are unhappy with where you are now located. The mentality must change from one of being reactive to one of being proactive. I don't understand. What can I do to fix it? Is a question that should be asked. The implications of this idea extend to every aspect of your life. Take a step back and ask yourself, what can I do to improve my situation if your financial status isn't where you want it to be? Instead of blaming the economy or your job, you should ask yourself this question. It is possible that it is time for you to acquire new skills, start a side hustle, or become more disciplined in the way that you handle your finances. The moment you decide to take responsibility for your actions and the moment you begin searching for answers is the time you officially start making changes in your life. It is the same with regard to relationships. It is simple to place blame on the other person when a relationship is not functioning properly, isn't it? What if, however, you accepted responsibility for the part you played? What exactly would you do? Is it possible that you need to improve your ability to listen, demonstrate greater appreciation, or concentrate on improving your communication skills? As soon as you acknowledge that you are responsible for your actions, you give yourself the ability to make the situation better. So let's begin with this fundamental idea. Accept complete responsibility in order to make any kind of change in your life that is truly long-lasting. That is the first step. The next step in making significant improvements to your life is to establish specific objectives for yourself. A clear and well-defined set of goals can serve as a kind of roadmap for your life. Without a vision, we tend to stray. They direct your behaviors and decisions, ensuring that you remain focused on the things that are actually important. It is incredible how many people go through life without having any genuine objectives in mind. Although they have hope that everything will turn out well, optimism is not a strategy. There is a need for deliberate action. A target is comparable to a goal. If you are not familiar with the location of a target, you will not be able to hit it when you are. The statement that I aim to increase my income is not very specific. How much more money do you need by when? And what are you going to do to earn it? Having objectives that are not precise can lead to results that are not particular, but when you are explicit, you provide your brain with something to strive for. Creating a strategy, dividing it up into more manageable chunks, and keeping track of your progress are all options. It is crucial to write down your intended outcomes. When you document them in writing, they take on a more tangible quality. Think about what you want, but don't just imagine it, simply put it in writing. Self-accountability can be expressed in this way. You should frequently review your goals. Remember to keep them in front of you, since you will move toward what you are concentrating on. If you remind yourself of your goals on a regular basis, you will increase the likelihood that you will make decisions that are in line with those goals. When I first started out in my job, I didn't have any specific objectives in mind. Although I was exerting a lot of effort, I was unsure of the goal that I was working for. One day I came to the realization. Mr. Schoff inquired about my objectives in life. He told me, "Jim, you need to be specific," while I was struggling to come up with an answer that was vague. How can you ever attain it? A talk like that altered the course of my life. When I got home that evening, I sat down and wrote down all that I want. And as soon as I had those objectives, everything was different. Focus was the driving force behind all I accomplished. The acts I took grew more concentrated. The decisions I make are more deliberate. And the course of my life began to take the path that I had envisioned for it to take. With goals, you can find your way. Because of them, your life will have meaning and purpose. So make sure you take the time to gain a clear understanding of what it is that you want. Write it down and don't be scared to dream big. You are the only person who can restrict your aspirations. You are the only one who can do that. After you have a distinct idea of what it is that you want, you will be astounded by how rapidly your life begins to shift in a different direction. Discipline is the third and final principle that can significantly improve the quality of your life. While it is essential to have goals, without discipline they are nothing more than dreams. When it comes to making goals a reality, discipline is the key. The capacity to carry out the tasks that must be carried out. Even when you don't feel like it, it's important to stick to the plan, follow through, and maintain consistency. Discipline is not something that comes easily. Although it is much simpler to do what is comfortable and to pursue the path that presents the least amount of opposition, comfort does not lead to growth. This does not result in any changes. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is something you need to be willing to do if you want to make improvements in your life. You have to be willing to accomplish what is difficult, and disciplining yourself is necessary for that. Give some thought to the aspects of your life that require you to exercise discipline. Perhaps it has anything to do with your finances. Do you have a rigorous approach to the management of your finances? Do you adhere to a financial plan? Make regular efforts to save money? Alternately, do you make rash purchases? It is possible for it to lead to independence and financial security. But here's a point that's quite significant. Pursuing perfection is not the goal of discipline. You are going to make a mistake. Inevitably, there will be times when you fail to carry out your commitments. That is all right. Your ability to get back on track is the most important thing. Do not allow a single horrible day to develop into a terrible week or a terrible month. These successful people are not without flaws. Their strength, simply put, they follow a pattern. Even when things are difficult, they continue to show up. They persist in carrying out the tasks, even when they are not in the mood to do so. And over the course of time, that self-control pays dividends. I want to know, what is one aspect of your life in which you could improve your level of discipline? Recognize it and resolve to make improvements in the future. If perhaps all you need to do is get up 30 minutes earlier in order to get started on your objectives. It might be as simple as doing away with one bad behavior. Begin doing whatever it is right now. Develop your self-control by taking baby steps and observe how your life changes as a result of your efforts. Developing a growth mindset is the fourth thing you need to do in order to make improvements in your life. In order to accomplish this, you must be dedicated to lifelong education. and self-improvement. There is constant change occurring in the planet. New technologies, new opportunities, and new challenges are now available. You are falling further and further behind if you cannot learn. People that are successful are continuously learning new things. And leaders are avid readers. They have a sense of wonder. The pursuit of methods to better themselves, their abilities, and their lives is something that they never stop doing. Make an investment in yourself. Listen to radio programs, read books, and attend seminars with other people. You will be able to apply more of what you learn to your life the more you learn. In addition, here is something that should be kept in mind. Personal development is not something that happens all at once. This is a process that never ends. You can't just read one book or go to one seminar and consider yourself finished with it. If you want to continue to develop, you need to continue to challenge yourself and feed your intellect. Here is the truth. Despite the fact that the majority of people say things like, I don't have time to read or don't have time for personal development. You make time for the things that are significant to you. You need to make your own personal development a top priority if you want to achieve improvements in your life. Spending hours on a daily basis is not required of you. As little as 15 minutes every day can make an impact. You also need to take advantage of 30 minutes every day to read or listen. There's nothing as profitable as your time, as little as 15 minutes. Our perspective should change in the next 30 minutes of something. Those seemingly insignificant actions will, if you are consistent, add up over time. Imagine that you're making an investment in your own education. An investment in your future is made with each and every book you read, each and every seminar you attend, and each and every interaction you have with a mentor. In addition, the return on that investment is an incalculable amount. Therefore, make a commitment to becoming a learner for life. Make the process of personal development a regular part of your routine. Additionally, keep in mind that the more you study, the more you earn, not only in terms of financial gain, but also in terms of knowledge, relationships, and chances. This is the core of what it means to grow, continuously growing and maturing into a more complete version of the person you are capable of becoming. You are progressing. The true source of success is found in this very place. Attaining one's objectives, as well as maturing into the kind of person who is capable of accomplishing those objectives. When it comes to personal development, placing yourself in the company of the appropriate individuals is among the most essential components. The fifth factor that can significantly improve the quality of your life is surrounding yourself with people who encourage you, push you to your limits, and motivate you to take on new challenges. And that completely applies for a thing to accomplishments or anything in life that you would like to do, whether it's playing sports, improving your business, whatever you want to do, motivating yourself with people who encourage you, push you to your limits, and motivate you to take on new challenges or mobility in your life that you want to accomplish is among the most essential components of motivation. When it comes to professional or proven improvement in life, you care to get better and stay better. Professional or proven improvement in life, you care to get. There is a saying that you are the average of the 5 people with whom you spend the most time. You have probably heard this before. And now, give that some thought for a second. Along with whom do you choose to spend your time? Are they encouraging you to go closer to achieving your objectives, or preventing you from moving forward? Are you being pushed back into old behaviors and aren't beneficial to your future? Or are they motivating you to move forward and grow? People you choose to surround yourself with have a significant influence on your mentality, the habits you develop, and eventually the level of success you achieve. If you want to improve your game, you need to establish higher standards for the people you let into your inner circle. Having said that, I am not suggesting that you should exclude everyone from your life. It's possible that certain relationships are really intimate or tied to your family. Here are some examples. However, it is essential to take into consideration the impact that those individuals have on you. If a person is constantly negative or poisonous, it may be necessary to establish some boundaries while dealing with them. The thing that you should do is look for people who are a source of motivation for you. People who are already successful in the areas in which you want to develop. You can also get knowledge from the experiences of others who are already in the position that you aspire to be in by spending time with them. If you want to be successful, you should spend time with individuals who are already successful. Participate in activities with others who are concerned about their health if you wish to enhance your own health. Their routines, their ways of thinking, and the behaviors they exhibit will start to leave an impression on you. The power of association can be seen in this. Simply said, you can't outgrow the environment you're in. In a setting where you are surrounded by people who are comfortable with mediocrity, it is going to be difficult for you to strive for perfection. If, on the other hand, you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, who have huge aspirations, and who are working hard to attain them, then you give yourself a better chance of succeeding. Their energy will be drawn to you as a result of this. You will be motivated to push yourself further as a result of their drive. There is more to this principle than simply surrounding yourself with people who have achieved success by themselves. There is also the matter of surrounding yourself. Among those who have an optimistic attitude, negativity is infectious to others. It is going to have an effect on your thinking if you are continually surrounded by individuals who are whining, who are resentful, and who view the world through the prism of lack. Becoming surrounded by people who are upbeat and enthusiastic can, on the other hand, completely transform your perspective. They assist you in recognizing opportunities where others may only perceive hurdles. When I was first starting out in my job, I recall making the decision to alter the people with whom I spent my time. I came to the realization that some of the individuals in my life were not working toward the goals that I had set for myself. In order to accomplish this, I began looking for mentors and successful people who might provide me with challenges, teach me, and motivate me. Everything changed for me as a result of that decision. I was growing in ways that I had not been growing before, and the talks were different, the energy was different, and most importantly, I was developing. The people with whom you spend your time are the people you need to change if you want to make changes in your life. One more thing that will help you make your life better is the ability to successfully manage your time. Technology is an incredible tool for me, but it only works if you manage it. Is the ability to successfully manage your time. Sixth on the list is this. The most valuable resource that we possess is time, and the manner in which you make use of it will set the tone for the quality of your life. There are 24 hours in a day, and there is no difference between us. What matters is how we choose to spend those hours. A few individuals appear to be able to accomplish a great deal, while others have a hard time getting anything done. Which is the difference, and what is it? Management of one's time is the key to success. When it comes to time management, the first thing that you need to realize is that it is mostly about management of yourself. This is a constant time. Whether you make sound use of it or not, time is passing regardless. What it is that you are responsible for managing consists of yourself, your concentration, your priorities, and the activities you take. People who are successful are not generally employed to a greater extent than everyone else. They are operating more efficiently. They have perfected the skill of putting the most important things first and removing any distractions that may be encountered. The 80/20 rule is a great tool that can enable you to better manage your time. According to what it states, 20% of your activities are responsible for 80% of your results. To put it another way, not all tasks are comparable to one another. When compared to other pursuits, certain ones have a significantly larger return on investment. Identifying the 20% of activities that will create the highest benefit and concentrating on those activities is considered to be the most important aspect of good time management. Take, for instance, the case of a corporation in which 20% of your customers are responsible for 80% of your revenue. Around 20% of your routines may be responsible for 80% of your personal life, in regard to your health. The goal is to concentrate on the actions that will have the greatest impact and let go of the rest. Learning to say no, protecting your time, and concentrating on what truly matters are all aspects of time management that are important to understand. Whenever you give your approval to anything, you are in fact denying your approval to something else. No, you only have a limited number of hours in a day. And if you fill those hours with low priority work or commitments, you are robbing yourself of the opportunity to devote valuable time to achieving your objectives and improving your health or the relationships you have. It is also important to not be scared to decline opportunities that do not fit in with your priorities. And here is a tactic that I discovered to be useful. And that is, when you get home from work each day, set aside 10 to 15 minutes to review your agenda for the following day and determine which tasks are most important to you. Create a note of them. When you wake up the following morning, you will already have a clearly defined strategy for the day, and you will be less likely to become sidetracked or wait. It is incredible how much more productive you can be when you begin each day with a distinct notion of where you want to go. Here is a point that is quite significant. Work is essential, but so is getting enough rest. There is no such thing as working non-stop in order to effectively manage time. It's not just about working efficiently, it's also about knowing when to take a break and refuel. Strive for equilibrium. You are going to exhaust yourself if you are always pushing yourself without taking the time to relax and rejuvenate yourself. Therefore, make sure to arrange time for relaxation, hobbies, and activities that bring you happiness. You will be able to offer your complete attention and energy to the task at hand when you are working. The next step in making your life better is to gain control of your feelings, which is the seventh key. The significance of this lies in the fact that your feelings have the power to either propel you ahead or hold you back. In addition, I am not referring to the act of repressing your feelings or acting as though everything is all right when in reality it is not. When I say learning to manage your emotions in a way that serves you rather than sabotages you, I'm referring to the process of learning how to control your feelings. At the same time that emotions are powerful, they also have a significant influence on the choices you make, the actions you take, and the outcomes you achieve. Give it some thought. What is the number of occasions that you have made a decision out of anger or irritation, only to later come to regret that decision? To what extent have you been there before? Because your emotions are the driving force behind your behavior. Learning how to regulate your emotions is essential to improve your life. If you are feeling overwhelmed by dread or doubt, it may have prevented you from taking action on something that you really wanted to do. The fact that feelings are signals that are trying to convey something to you is something that you should be aware of. The presence of anger is frequently an indication that something is not functioning properly. It's possible that someone crossed a line or treated you in an unjust manner. The sensation of fear is your mind's way of alerting you to the possibility of something bad happening. No, feelings are not the adversary, rather they are information. On the other hand, the most important thing is to react to that information in a way that is beneficial. You have the ability to choose your response rather than being reactive. Following that, the eighth essential to significantly enhancing the quality of your life is to take care of your body. The following may appear to be uncomplicated, yet it is fundamental. If your body is not in good health, then everything else in your life will suffer. Your mood, your vitality, and even your productivity are all important. If your body is unable to keep up with your ambitions, you will be unable to achieve them. This is true even if you have the most ambitious goals in the world. Unless you are a bodybuilder or a marathon runner, I am referring to the process of preserving the level of health and energy that enables you to live your life to the fullest, to pursue your goals with vitality, and to take pleasure in the journey. Your physical form serves as the mechanism that propels you forward in life. It is going to fail if you do not manage to keep it in good condition. But when something like that occurs, you don't get very far. Contemplate it in this manner. In the event that you were the owner of a high-performance automobile, you would not ignore the maintenance, would you? You ensure that it is in good condition, take care of it, and you make sure that it is adequately fueled. Considering that your body is your high-performance car for life, it is only fitting that it get the same level of attention. The food that you consume has a direct influence on how you feel, how you think, and how well you perform in your daily activities. Providing your body with junk food on a consistent basis is not going to allow you to perform at your highest level. When you take care of your body, you will notice improvements in every other aspect of your life. You have more resilience, energy, and focus, and you have more energy. You are more capable of overcoming obstacles, and you are able to pursue your objectives with a stronger level of passion and persistence. Instead, make your health a top priority. There's only one body that you are given, and it is the only one that will have the ability to carry you through this life. In the event that you take care of it, it will take care of you, and your ability to care of you. The ninth and final step in making significant improvements to your life is to take charge of your financial situation. Money is not everything, but it is a tool that, depending on how you manage it, can either empower you or enslave you. What you do with it is crucial. The key to achieving financial independence is to take charge of your financial situation, rather than allowing it to dictate your actions. In order to construct a future in which you do not have to continually worry about your finances, it is important to live within your means, make sound decisions regarding your finances, and build a future for yourself. Clarifying your current financial situation is the first step toward regaining control of your financial situation. Have you ever considered the destination of your money? Some folks do not do it. They seem to have a rough concept, but they are not keeping a close eye on the financial situation. It is simple to slip into the trap of overspending or amassing debt without being aware of it if you do not have a clear picture of your current financial condition. Initially, you should make a budget. A budget is nothing more than a plan that outlines how you want to spend your money on a monthly basis. No, it does not have to be complicated. Nonetheless, it must be understandable. If you have to pay for accommodation, food, transportation, and other basics, how much money do you actually spend? What amount are you putting away? The creation of a budget gives you the ability to exercise control over your financial situation and to make deliberate choices on how you spend your money. Following that, you should try to live below your means. In terms of money management, this is one of the most essential rules that you should adhere to. Trying to keep up with other people, purchasing goods that you are unable to afford, or living a lifestyle that puts a strain on your finances are all enticing things to want to do. However, the key to achieving financial independence is to spend less than you make. Living below your means allows you to accumulate a surplus of money, which you can then put towards savings, investments, and the accumulation of wealth over time. In addition, if you do not live below your means, the following situation will occur. You will either spend all of your money, or even worse, you will get into debt. Debt can be a significant barrier to achieving financial independence, particularly when it is consumer debt with a high interest rate, such as credit card debt. Develop a strategy to pay off your debt as rapidly as you can if you are currently in debt. Your capacity to save money and make investments for the future may be hindered by the compounding effect of interest on debt, which can become a strain on your finances. The good news is that you may successfully eliminate your debt and take charge of your financial destiny if you have the discipline and a strategy to follow. One more secret to achieving financial success is to save money invested. Both short-term necessities, such as an emergency fund, and long-term aspirations, such as retirement, require consistent savings. It is essential to prepare for both. Through the power of compound interest, your money has the potential to grow over time to a greater extent if you begin saving and investing at an early age. After a period of time, even modest sums of money that are saved and invested on a regular basis can accumulate to a sizable amount of wealth. Therefore, make it a priority to save money and invest it, and then pay yourself first. Consider this to be a non-negotiable component of the financial plan. It's not how much money you make, what matters is how much money you keep, Mr. Schaff added. Despite the fact that you may have a substantial salary, you will not be able to accumulate money if you spend it all. It's about making the most of the money you have available to you. You're making your money work for you by living below your means, saving and investing it, and living below your means. Creating financial freedom and stability can be accomplished in this manner. Create something on your mind and capitalize on that and protect it down the road. The money flow means something you relate to. Your financial situation is not going to be very favorable if you have a monthly income of $4,000 but you spend $5,000. On the other hand, here's the problem. You also have to contribute. Despite its significance, the notion of giving is frequently disregarded in the realm of finance. It is not going to look very good on you if you give, whether it be to a charitable organization, to your community, or to someone who is seeking assistance. In your life, you are the one who creates a sense of abundance. Your mentality will change from one of scarcity to one of generosity. Here is the most astonishing aspect of it all. Your generosity frequently comes back to you in ways that you did not anticipate. There is more to it than just money. Everything revolves around the energy that you release into the world. By giving without expecting anything in return, you make room in your heart for more. Increased debts and your energy, your increased saving momentum in your life, empowerment and success, your purpose comes more. Therefore, incorporate charitable giving into your overall financial strategy. It is not only about the financial aspect. As you live your life with a generous heart, you will develop into a different kind of person. After that, adopting a change-oriented mindset is the 10th and last element to making significant improvements in your life. Every aspect of life is subject to change, regardless of whether you like it or not. It is going to take place. What I want to know is whether you are going to fight against it or whether you are going to accept it. Those who are resistant to change frequently find themselves stagnant, frustrated, and unable to keep up with the times. The people that are successful are those who are open to change, who are able to adapt and develop. Change, on the other hand, can be terrifying. It may cause discomfort at times. However, here is the reality. There is no growth that can occur outside of your comfort zone. If you are striving to make your life better, for you to be willing to take risks and experiment with new things, you need to be willing to venture into the unknown. You must be willing to let go of old routines, old ways of thinking, and sometimes even old relationships that are no longer beneficial to you in order to move forward. Embracing the transformation that occurs within yourself is one of the most significant adjustments you can make. The goal of personal development is to become the best version of yourself. And in order to achieve this goal, you must be willing to change. In order to accomplish this, you will need to confront your limiting beliefs, overcome your anxieties, and commit to making ongoing efforts toward development. Therefore, make a commitment to continuous improvement throughout your life and never accept anything less than what you are capable of. You should give some thought to the aspects of your life in which you could be resistant to change. It could be related to your professional life. Are you continuing to work at a job that no longer satisfies you financially? Possibly it is in the relationships you have. Do you avoid having conversations that are tough or making adjustments that need to take place? Perhaps it is a matter of your routines. Have you been adhering to habits that aren't assisting you in your personal development? No matter what it is, you should take a thorough look at the areas in which you might be preventing yourself from moving forward and be willing to accept the modifications that would facilitate your progress. You should not run away from change. It is your most powerful ally in terms of personal development and achievement. Embracing change allows you to become more open to new ideas and possibilities that you would not have been able to consider if you had remained in the same area for an extended period of time. The opportunity to learn, to develop, and to reinvent oneself is one of the benefits that change brings. Every time you are confronted with a change, whether it is in your personal life, your career, or your thinking, you have the opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. People are resistant to change for a number of reasons, one of which is that it brings about uncertainty. The unknowable can be a source of discomfort. However, here's the thing. Staying in one's comfort zone never results in anything truly remarkable. On the other side of change is where you will find everything you desire in life, including things like success, fulfillment, growth, and new experiences. So, instead of being afraid of change, you should learn to welcome it. Learn to look at it as an exciting experience. Embracing change is a new chapter in your story, and the more you practice it, the more adaptable you become, and the simpler it is to deal with whatever changes life brings your way. There was a man who I used to work with who had a secure job that he had been working at for more than 20 years. Although he was content, he did not feel fulfilled in his life. He had aspirations of launching his own company, but he was hesitant to launch it because it would require him to give up the stability that he had gained from his previous employment. Over the course of a few years, he was more successful and more fulfilled in his new career than he ever could have thought he would be in his previous one. He took the plunge and began his own firm. Despite the fact that the transition was terrifying, it was precisely what he required in order to develop and realize his goals. The question that needs to be answered is whether you are going to allow it to rule you, or whether you are going to control how you react to it. It is up to you to decide whether you will allow it to push you around or whether you will use it to your advantage. When you're willing to accept change, you start to take charge of your own future. Instead of allowing life to happen to you, you begin to take control of your life and make it happen for you. Becoming acquainted with the experience of being uncomfortable is a practical method to begin the process of accepting change. Try to put yourself in situations that will test your abilities. Take chances, experiment with new things, and push yourself beyond the boundaries you've set for yourself. The more you engage in this activity, the more self-assurance and resiliency you will begin to develop. You come to the realization that you are capable of dealing with everything that comes your way. Furthermore, there is no reason to be afraid of change. Things like this should be welcomed. Maintaining a cheerful mindset is another essential component of successfully embracing change. Adapting to change might be difficult, but how you approach it is the most important factor. Consider change to be an opportunity rather than a loss or a disruption in your life. Every change, regardless of how challenging it may be, carries with it a valuable lesson. It is an opportunity to develop. When you adjust your perspective from one of resistance to one of acceptance, change transforms from a cause of tension into a tool for advancement rather than a source of stress. I would like for you to give this a go. Take a moment to reflect on a period in your life when you went through a significant transition. It may have been a shift in one's romantic relationship, one's employment, or even a relocation to a different city. In what ways did that alter the essence of who you are today? Is there anything that you have learned from it? In what ways aided your development? You would probably discover that even the most challenging adjustments in your life ultimately resulted in something wonderful having occurred. It is important to keep in mind that change is the key to growth. Even if it did not appear to be the case at the time, your growth and the number of opportunities you generate for yourself will increase in proportion to the degree to which you willingly accept it. Insist not to fight it. Put your weight on it. So let it to mold you. Give it a chance to test you and allow yourself to be transformed into the person you are capable of becoming using this. Now here's something that I want you to keep in mind. Every one of these keys is related to the others. Without the other, it is impossible to have this one. They all collaborate in order to bring about a life that is filled with success, fulfillment, and progress. You lack discipline. It is impossible to set goals. You cannot effectively manage your time if you're unable to control your feelings. Adapting to change is impossible if you do not engage in ongoing education and personal development. All of these things are necessary steps in the process of becoming the best possible version of yourself. A question that you should ask yourself as you move ahead from this point is, which of these areas do I need to concentrate on the most right now? Perhaps you need to concentrate on developing goals that are more specific. It's possible that your lack of discipline is preventing you from moving forward. Another possibility is that you can try to surround yourself with more upbeat and motivating individuals. Regardless of what it is, begin there. First, zero in on a single region and then start making gradual, consistent adjustments. Over the course of time, those seemingly insignificant adjustments will add up, and you will begin to observe significant improvements in your life. You have the ability to make the life that you want for yourself. You have the potential to change, to grow, and to accomplish your goals, regardless of where you are right now or what your circumstances are. You have the power to make these things happen. All of this begins with the choices that you make on a daily basis. Take the first step toward implementing these keys into your life by making the decision today. You must accept complete responsibility, establish your objectives, engage in self-discipline, and never stop developing. Mostly due to the fact that at the end of the day, the only limitations that your life has are the ones that you impose on yourself. So, have great dreams, put in a lot of effort, and never settle for anything less than what you are capable of becoming.